33-story hotel and condo project.
I'd probably be
Okay,
like
like
that.
stop, tap.
This is a plan by the community for the community.
This one here, show me.
No problem, Ken. Thanks for having me.
It's Kent Mulgat for KelownaNow. And we're joined by Jason Smith, coach of the Rockets. Thanks a lot for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So we're in that magic time between the regular season and the playoffs. You just had your awards night. How was it to see those boys up there receiving some of their special recognition and speaking to the people who like what they're doing?
Oh, it's great. I think it's a great time of year to recognize guys for the years they had, but I was really proud of the way the guys spoke about their teammates and how one individual award is won by an individual, but without the work the guys do on the team, it's not possible.
Right. You do see a real kind of common thread among Rockets players of respect. And I think it might be partly to do with the way this organization runs. There's pretty high expectations for people's behavior, not just on the ice, but off the ice here with the Rockets, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of a long past history of the Rockets. Bruce has really tried to build a culture here where players are held accountable on the ice and in the community, and they're expected to carry themselves a certain way and be respectful to the people in the city of Kelowna and their teammates around the rink and in the room.
Right. And it was brought up when I was watching a game the other day that right down to the haircut, there's expectations, right?
Yeah, no, the haircut and shorter hair and the facial hair is similar to I guess you'd say it's the Yankees'
Right.
way of life, and I think it's really something that's brought a culture and just a camaraderie to the guys here. I think everybody kind of fits in, and you've got a variety of kids from 16-year-olds to 20-year-olds, so you can get a difference in maturity,
Right.
and it kind of keeps everybody on form and in the same light.
Right. Yeah. If you had a 20-year-old with a big bushy beard and some little 15-year-old, he'd feel less that he fits in, I suppose. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, no, I think it's something that's pretty special about the guys here in Kelowna, and I think from day one, when I came a part of the organization, Bruce really spoke of how important that is to him and his family and the ownership group of the team, that everybody's treated and respected and expected to carry themselves a certain way.
Right. Yeah. And there is an expectation of winning as well. And congratulations. What is this organization has now gotten 40 wins in 6 seasons, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's the number. Obviously it's a credit to Lauren Fry and Bruce and all the scouting staff for providing a great group of players. I think you don't have that much success as a team unless you have a steady flow of talent coming through, and then it's up to the coaches and the players to put the right potion together and come up with the right systems.
And what talent you've got right now when you look at your players playing for Team Canada and the WHL team as well, and you go through some of your top stars like Dubé and Dillon and Cal Foote, and they get mentioned a lot. And then you've got a guy like Carson Torinsky as well, who might be an MVP on a lot of teams.
Yeah, well, like you said, Carson and Cole Lind are also both elite talents. I think Carson's been a great 20-year-old for us this year. Came over last year in a trade from Calgary, and his game's just continued to grow and develop, and he was rewarded with a contract with the Flyers here just a couple weeks ago.
And 45 goals?
Yeah, it's nice to see goals go in the net, and he's really done a good job this year scoring for us in a lot of different ways, whether it's shooting the puck, driving the net, or just putting rebounds in. He's really developed his offensive game and is a complete player.
So, you can reflect back on this great season, but of course this other season starts on Thursday, and your first matchup, of course, is the Tri-City Americans, a team you've only played 4 times. So what do you do to prepare yourself specifically, or to your team specifically for this team?
Well, the last bunch of days, the coaching staff have been bunkered in watching video in preparation of them, and we put together a database of video, and we'll have a group of clips so we can show the players what we can expect from them and look forward to, and how we can counter what they're trying to do, and then just worry about the things that allow our team to have success. We'll put together some practice plans for the next few days that are up pace and built towards things we need to do to have success there.
So these are things that you would normally practice, but you just sort of emphasize?
Yeah, there'll be certain details. I mean, our group, we really worry about our compete level and our execution on our entries and playing in the offensive zone. And then there's the compete in the D zone. And there'll be some certain strategic things that we'll try and mix into our game plan that'll maybe counter what they're doing and hopefully work. And if not, we have to adjust on the fly, and that's the way it goes.
So it was a nice, you finished the season with a bunch of wins, but what was going on there? There was that weird phase there where you couldn't seem to buy a win. What was it, 4 or 5 losses in a row?
Yeah, we had a little rough stretch.
What was happening?
Sorry, I think a little bit was, we were just a little bit off. I think we had some breakdowns in a few situations in a few different areas of our game where one night it was one thing and the next night it was something else, and we just weren't playing complete games. And it wasn't for lack of try or wanting to do things the right way.
It wasn't an effort problem?
There's a little mental lapse here and there, or maybe it was compete or a bad penalty. And in junior hockey, I think you go through steps like that in phases, and I think it's about how you react to it and how you build from it and learn from it. And we've got things going back the right way now, and I think there's still some room for improvement in our game.
Right. Maybe it's good that that the team realizes, hey, if we don't do things just so we can lose, right? So we need to focus.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's kind of the telling story at the end of those games when the coaching staff would go in and talk to the guys. We'd talk about just how important the details are and how important sticking with the system and playing as a team for the whole game. And whether it was some games that might have been a 2-minute lapse or a 5-minute lapse, I think most of those games we were leading going into the third period, and we didn't stick with the game and
didn't finish it off.
And didn't finish.
Yeah. So what about goaltending? It was kind of a bit of a committee effort this year. Are we likely to see James Porter starting in the playoffs?
Well, we're still working through that, but I think we'll have a good idea what we're going to do tomorrow. But I mean, all the guys that played this year, from Sammy to James to Roman, when they got an opportunity, we asked them to give us a chance to win the game,
right?
Keep us in the game, and they did a real good job of that. And I think it showed in the results and where our team ended up.
Porter's a young guy, though, right? So when you're playing with a 17-year-old in goal, I mean, I guess defensively you can help him out a little bit, right? Not just...
Yeah, I mean, I think all year long we've talked about playing team defense. You can't just rely on your goaltender and make saves for you. And whether it's blocking shots or having a good stick in the defensive zone, there's lots of things that lead to winning a game. And if you have to rely on your goaltender to steal the game for you all the time, chances are you're not going to win many.
And when a shutout happens, it's not all the goalie. That's usually good defense, right?
Yeah, it's a team sport, and it's about everybody doing whatever they can in the time they're on the ice to contribute to that win. So
these are the questions that quite often don't get answered, but what about Roman Bazran? Can you tell us any more about his injury and whether or not the people might see him in the playoffs?
Oh, he's out for the year, but it's kind of a learning curve for a young player. I think it's not a bad thing to get hurt when you're young, because somewhere along the way you'll get hurt, and if you have a major injury when you're younger, you get an opportunity to heal a lot better, because the young body heals a lot quicker than an older body.
You know this from personal experience?
Yes, and he stepped in and played really well for us in the opportunity for him, and I'm sure he'll be a big part of this team in the future.
Okay, so it'll be between James Porter and Broden Salmon.
Yes.
Those are your choices for goalie, and well, good luck. I know that people are in this community really excited about the Rockets. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you. We're really excited.
Yeah, that's Jason Smith from the Kelowna Rockets, and you're watching Kelowna Now.